Ballot drop boxes set on fire in Portland, Oregon, and Vancouver, Washington. Hey, that's pretty close to where I live. The trail's getting closer. If you're gonna do this anywhere, why in states that are going blue no matter what? We've seen this before though. There was that like transformer station that got shot up in rural Washington by those neo-Nazis. There are a bunch of Nazi militias in the like eastern fringes of Washington and Portland who want to be part of Greater Idaho. They really want like a race war so they can storm into Portland and Seattle and take it over. Aren't these cities right across the river from each other? Yes. Vancouver is the first city that you encounter if you're heading up north into Washington. It's also a shithole. Sorry to anyone in Vancouver, Washington, but if you live there, you agree with me. I'm only speaking truth to your experiences. Is this normal? To throw incendiary devices inside of ballot drop boxes so that they burn? No, that's actually abnormal. I do nuts. If you vote by mail, you can check online to see if they got your ballot, see your state's election webpage. Yeah, but like, depending on the state and when they were going to get your ballot, it's entirely possible that ballots burnt like this are just not going to be replaced. Excuse me.
On the fires? At some point I saw envelopes, but yeah.
Sheesh. Yeah, this happened in Arizona as well. Phoenix police ID suspect in connection with mailbox fire. Oh, they got a suspect! That's nice.
Thank you so much for joining us here in the studio.
Thank you.
So to start off, I want to get your reaction to the 2 lawsuits that were filed by Republicans in the state, including the NRC, which joined the lawsuit.
This is different.
About the change
Fundraising lawsuits regarding.
That's different. That's legal business. Dieter Klofkorn, Deutschland? No? Booked into Maricopa County Jail on 1 count of arson, according to court documents. Is it just arson? I feel like setting fire to infrastructure, which is related to the election, it shouldn't be just arson. It has to be like super arson or something. Like, it's just like, I feel like that's a very different crime. Like, there's a difference between, like, it's treason. Well, sedition, election interference. I don't know what exactly it would fit into. What about super arson? Arson 2. Klofkorn lit a piece of paper on fire and threw it into the collection box. That worked? Would they not have enough oxygen for the fire to... Is that easy? In my head, like, I'm imagining this happening in my head, and I'm imagining it, like, just burning out, like, pretty easily. It's paper? I'm aware that it's paper. Mailboxes are not airtight? Yeah, but that doesn't mean that the air comes in. Heat makes the air rise, unless the air is coming in from the bottom. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm not actually a 16th century Japanese swordsmith. The intricate mechanics of how oxygen gets sucked into a furnace are interesting to me, but not my, expertise. This is the mugshot? That's cool. I'll leave you guys to make the comments. It really is like the most wretched, miserable people, isn't it? You know? Like, whenever you hear about these acts of domestic terror or right-wing violence or the incel shooters or this or that, it's always like, man, you really think the Republicans are going to make your life better, huh? Like, you're 35. Dude, you're 5 years older than me. I guess this is what I'm going to look like in 5 years. I guess I better accept that now. Yeah, hate really does age you. Glad he didn't catch his hair. Oh, no, well, I mean, maybe that's what... They don't want Republicans to make their life better. They just want other minorities to suffer. It's like the informed simplicity thing where when I was younger, when I was young, I thought like, it's good versus evil. And then when I was older, I thought, well, actually, it's very complicated. Now I'm back to thinking it's kind of good versus evil. I mean, I'm not essentialist or anything like that. Like there are social forces that play into it. But if you look at Republicans, like in your day-to-day life, are you, like you guys, a lot of you, I assume, know conservatives, your family members, your, like maybe people at the workplace or just people you pass by or hear about. They're like like really awful people in a lot of cases, aren't they? Like, it genuinely seems like it's a lot of them are like, oh, well, they're a rapist, they're a domestic abuser, that person's like horribly vile and it's not even like they're politically bad, they're interpersonally bad too. Not always, but often. You know, it really is like, I mean, again, I hate to give her credit, but like deplorables was kind of the right word for the congregation. It really was like, how do we unite the interests of people who are just bad people and who enjoy making others suffer? There's a reason why whenever you pass by a Trump like bumper sticker laden car, make the libs cry again is almost always their number one motivation for having Trump win. You look at them post online, you look at them in person, they're vindictive little rats. It's hate. They just hate you, you know? It's like they don't want to make life better for anyone. They just hate you and want you to suffer. Probably because their life's not going so well. I'm not saying all Republicans are like this. There are Republicans who are fairly normal interpersonally, but man, there is definitely like a correlation there. Having good politics does not make you a good person, and having bad politics doesn't necessarily mean you're bad interpersonally, but there's a correlation. It's crazy. Someone said Trump 2024 is becoming a coalition for criminals of all kinds. I mean, yeah, literally. Every single time somebody's found out to be a criminal or a cheater or a domestic abuser or a rapist or a pedophile, they like put on the MAGA hat. Look at Dr. Disrespect. He's one of the loudest conservative tweeters right now. And it's literally like, it's the 1-2 pipeline every single time. Pedophile, conservative. Pedophile, conservative. Rapist, conservative. Domestic abuser, yeah, Russell Brand. It's all of them. Elon literally like joined the Republican Party right before the release of him sexually harassing one of his employees with $250,000 and a horse. You know, it's literally like, who will accept you when you are known to be a horrible person? The right wing. Always, every time. They like bad people. They enjoy being around bad people because they are bad people. If they don't protect bad people, then what are they? That's how they build their support. They encourage all of your vices. All of the things that make you a bad person, they tell you to celebrate it. Being like a hateful, vindictive piece of shit, who cares, man? You could like murder people and they wouldn't give a shit. Remember that one person down in Panama who murdered those 2 climate activists who were blocking the road? Republicans love those guys. Literally just some unhinged old guy who shot 2 protesters for what? Like making them late in traffic? And the right wing is like, yeah, we love just random murder. We love that shit, actually. He got arrested for stealing a police officer's gun in 2018. He was 29 in this photo? He actually looks older here than he does here. Though, if he tried to steal a police officer's gun, he probably got the shit beaten out of him before this photo got taken. Nah, he's too white. No, I think he got the shit beaten out of him. Do you support re-education camps for them? Re-education camps are both in practice a stupid idea and have a stupid name. It's like insisting on calling socialism dictatorship of the proletariat because you want to be edgy, you know? I think that a lot of money should be invested in social support services that help people with things like addiction, anger management, stuff like that, you know? And I think that it should be voluntary, probably unless you commit enough crimes that past a point the state is like, nah, this is conditional for your release. I think that's fine. I mean, like, yeah, we're sending you to re-education camps, aka therapy. Okay, sure, you know? I don't want to like instruct people on being leftist because I don't think that works. But like, if you're a serial meth fiend who sets fire to election boxes and wants to like brutalize black people, I don't know. I mean, you probably shouldn't do that, man. Do cops actually beat up white people? Yes, they do. I know we like to play here, and cops are really racist, but keep in mind that whether you're white or not, cops hate all of you. Cops may be racist, but like, don't overplay this too much, okay? The rate of police murdering people or like unjustifiably assaulting them, it's like disproportionately black people, but it's not just black people. It's actually not as disproportionate as you probably think. I think that when it comes to disproportionate mistreatment of black people from cops, it is overwhelmingly stops and searches, traffic pullovers, and assault on those without a weapon. When it comes to cops killing people with a weapon or assaulting people with a weapon or other things, there's like a bunch of subcategories, but in a lot of subcategories, cops are still disproportionately biased against black people, but not nearly as much. I think it's something to the ballpark of like 1.2 to 1.3 or something like that versus the 1 for white people. Whereas when it comes to like stop and frisk or traffic stops, it can be like 2 or 3 or 4 sometimes. Does that make sense? I'm just saying, don't think that being white means you've got a bulletproof vest against cops, literally or figuratively. Plus, if you're in the You know, the Metro, they might just shoot you. You might just be like collateral damage. They try to get a person evading fare. You know how it is.